Am I audible, Jay? Okay, okay. Okay, Jay, only you are there, you and me. Do you have any idea where other students are? Okay, let's wait for 5 minutes more. After that, we will start. Okay, friends, we will start our class now. Okay. Okay, Aryan has joined the class. Let me share my screen to all of you. So, is it visible, friends? Hello. Okay. Okay. So, guys, actually, in the last lecture on Wednesday, we completed your previous lesson. Okay, lesson number 11, that is transport and communication system in India. Okay, so we have studied about that. We have also seen exercise in that. Okay, and you were asked to write it down, complete the exercise. Today we will start your next topic. It is almost, I think, the last topic of the geography. It is tourism. Okay, what it is? It is tourism. Okay, welcome, welcome everyone. So, shall I start it now? Hello. Are you ready? Shall I start the topic? Am I audible, friends? Hello. Hello. Am I audible? Hello, kindly reply anyone among you. Okay, okay. Okay, I'm asking you people, okay. Okay, so let's start the topic now. Can you tell, okay, here are some questions for you. Okay, think on it. Dear students, imagine that you have to go on a vacation with your family. Okay, vacation मध्ये तुम्हाला सुट्टी आहे, okay? And you're going on a vacation with your family. Make a list of 15 favorite. Okay, put your chances in the relevant classification. Places near sea, historical places, national park and sanctuaries, hill stations, religious places. Select one place from each group which you should like to visit. Discuss the reasons for of your choice in the class. Okay. You understand what you have to do? You have to find out and make a list of 15 places. Okay, where you want to visit in Maharashtra. Okay. Places in the Maharashtra. Your 15 favorite places where you want to go. Okay. For the tourism. And between that 15, you have to classify, divide it into 5 categories. What are these categories? First is places near the sea. Out of 15, how many places you have listed, okay, are near to the sea? How many places are historical places? Okay, it means there is a historical angle to it, maybe historical monument, ancient monument. Okay. Third one is national park and sanctuaries. म्हणजे राष्ट्रीय उद्याने जर असेल एखादा ताडोबा, पेंच वगैरे वगैरे जे काही अभयारण्य असतील, व्याघ्र प्रकल्प असतील, मेळघाट. ओके. So these are national parks and sanctuaries. Second one is hill stations. Okay, थंड हवेची जी ठिकाणं आहेत, okay, hill stations. And fifth one is the religious places. Religious places means, for example, Pandharpur, okay, Dehu, Alandi, like this. So you have to write it down, and among all these 5 classifications, you have to choose one where you want to go, okay, among this list of 15. And you have to write down why, or you have to discuss why you like to visit that. Okay. So can you people tell me places, or what are the places that you like visiting in Maharashtra? Yes. Yes, Avigna, Ariel, Jay, are you there? Hello. Yes, Mahabaleshwar is a hill station. Okay. Matheran, Mahabaleshwar, Chikaldara. Okay, these are hill stations. If you take the example of religious, I have just told you Dehu, Alandi, Pandharpur. Okay, Nandeda is there. Another one is sea, near the sea. What are the places in near the sea? Okay, you can visit Alibag, different beaches on the Sindhudurg, Raigad. Okay, historical means if you want to go to the different forts. Okay, Verul, Ajanta, caves. So like this. Yes, Ganpatipura is also there. Pali Ganpati is there, Haririshwar, Sivardhan. It is near the sea. So these are some examples, and there are different reasons for each one. Okay, for national parks and some places they will map change. For example, visit Ashur Park and sanctuaries. Okay, if you want to go Meghat, Tadoba, Pench, and if you want to enjoy on a beach, then okay, places near the sea. For example, Alibag Beach. Okay, station from Maharashtra, Chikhara, Kiran. This to get rid of the temperature, people prefer to visit the hill stations and religious places. All of you know that why we visit them. Okay, so like this, there are some reason behind this. Okay, voice is breaking. Hello, is it still breaking? Okay, okay. Shall I continue now then? Your reply is very important, friends, because I am not able to understand, okay, whether you are there or you are giving attention or not. Okay. Okay, then we will continue. Where are Avigna, Jay? Are you people there? Okay, Dheeraj has also joined us. Am I audible to you, Dheeraj? Hello? Okay, okay. Okay, no issues. Access this lecture later on, okay. Just we have seen some one exercise, okay, here we have discussed about it. Now let's see the explanations. We undertake short or long journeys for various purposes like festivals, family functions, fairs, sports, okay, wanderings, recreation, etc. Okay, what we do for different purposes, we go on a long journey, on a short journey. What are these reasons? For festivals? If you are at city and you want to enjoy that festival in your village, okay, or at a religious place or other places, what do? You visit that places over there. Okay, and if you want to see some sports, if you are participating in some sport and that sport is going to happen in another city, okay, you go there, short journey or long journey, it depends upon the distance. Okay, family functions, if there is a wedding of someone in the family, we go on a short or long journey. Okay, so there are different reasons. We need to carry out some preparations before going anywhere, such as selecting the route to go there, choosing the mean of transport, packing essential things, okay, etc. So whenever we decide to visit something, some place, okay, or we want to go on a short or long journey, before that we have to prepare ourselves. Okay, we have to prepare. We have to choose the route. Okay, from where we will go to the destination to reach that place. Okay. Also, what type of transport facility we will use, you have to think it before the journey. Okay, even whatever the things we will require in the journey, so packaging that things. So these things are essential. Okay, some preparations needs to be made before the journey. When we reach the destination, we visit the exquisite and spectacular sights. Okay, sometimes we stay there. We make use of the facilities provided over there. We also pay in lieu of those services or good. So basically, they are saying that whenever we go to some places, for example, Mahabaleshwar, so there are some hotels. Okay, hotel rooms are available, so that we can go there, we can stay there, and for that purpose we pay them for something. Okay, if you go to the beach, then there are some simple houses over there, okay, which helps you to stay there. So basically you pay for it. Okay, you get the service from them, and we get also food, other goods from them. Visiting various places away from our home for getting joy, entertainment, trading, staying, etc. is called tourism. So basically, all we have discussed, all these things, okay. In short, it is called as tourism. Okay, what it is? Visiting various places away from our house, away from our home. For what purpose? For getting joy, for enjoying, for entertainment purpose, for trading purpose, or staying purpose. So whatever we do, whatever we travel, where we stay, all these things, okay, are called as tourism. Okay, do you understand it? Hello. Okay. Okay, Dheeraj, Aryan. Is my voice clear now? Okay. So just we have seen the definition for the tourism. Paryatan. Use your brain power here. Planning a trip. You can see that person, maybe he's going for the photography, right? Photo shoot at a natural site. Maybe he's going. A trip has to be organized from your home to your favorite tourist destination. Find out the route with the help of various websites. Decide the journey route you'll take. Consider factors like duration of the trip, materials required for travel, means of transport, availability of the route. Okay, get the estimated travel cost per person. So basically, for deciding the distance, for deciding the route, basically we prefer Google Maps. Okay, other different applications we search on the internet. So do it on yourself. Okay. Observe the figure 12.1. Where is 12.1? Here is the 12.1. Okay, major tourist places of India. Figure 12.1. And answer the following questions. Use an atlas for reference. Okay, atlas you have to use. Okay, before that, let's see what are the questions. Out of these, which tourist places do you know? Make a list. Can anybody tell me that in this map, okay, are you able to see it? Is that map visible to you? Okay. Okay, okay. So, okay, look at it and just tell me that out of all these tourist places, which you know more, okay, or which you have heard about, whether it is from Maharashtra or other states, because many of you may have visited different places in Gujarat, okay, South India, North India, okay, Northeast India, obviously in Maharashtra, Mumbai, Ajanta, Ellora, Pune, okay, Chandrapur, Melghat, Nagpur, all these things in Maharashtra we already know. Apart from that, you know Bengaluru, you know Tirupati Balaji in Andhra Pradesh, okay, you know Madurai in Tamil Nadu. Also, you know Srinagar, Amritsar, you know Chandigarh. Okay, all there are major tourist places, okay, in India, and you know about them, many of it, right? Yes, Gateway of India in Mumbai, right? So many these places, okay, many places you know already. You may have not visited it, but you have heard about them, right? Okay. What is the second question? For what are the selected places famous? Okay, you have made list now. Okay, you have studied, you have seen different places, maybe Tirupati. Okay, Tirupati Balaji. If you take the example of Mumbai, then Mumbai is famous for, okay, different buildings, Gateway of India, okay, Jahangir Art Gallery, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj museum is there. Okay, if you take the example of Tirupati, then Tirupati Balaji is famous as a religious place. If you go to the Shimla, Kulu Manali, okay, so these places are famous for their natural beauty, right? Next question is make a list of religious and historical sites from the map. So from historical sites, we can easily see Ajanta is there, Ellora is there, okay. These are the historical places. There are ancient sites over there. And religious places are Tirupati, okay, Amritsar is there, okay. Even Khajuraho is in ancient site. There is a temple of Khajuraho. It is a historical place. Dwarka is also religious place. Okay. So am I audible to everyone? Hello, am I audible? Okay, kindly in between try to give your responses. Okay, because otherwise I think that only I'm speaking and you're not getting anything, whether my voice is reaching you or not. Make a list of hill stations, places having sanctuaries, and places among the coast. So, if you take the example of coast, then Mumbai is there, Panji is there, Mangalore is there. Okay, Tiruvananthapuram, Rameshwaram is there. Okay, and if you make the list of sanctuaries, then in Maharashtra there is Chandrapur. Okay, Meghat is there. In Nagpur also. Okay, next question is correct. Okay, correlate the physiography and tourist places in India. So, what is the physiography and the tourist places? What is the correlation between them? So, basically, on the coastal region, there are beach. Okay, so physiography of that coastal area, all of you know that there is a sea. Okay, sea facing everything there. If you go to the North India, then there is a Shimla, Kulu Manali, even Mussoorie is there, Nainital is there. So all these things are famous for their natural beauty. Okay, cold atmosphere, climate. So these are some examples, some list, okay, of these tourist places in India, important tourist places of India, and why they are famous for, which are religious, which are there are national park and sanctuaries. Okay, so now we will move to the next topic, that is geographical explanations. So I hope you people are getting these points. Yes or no? Okay, Dheeraj, Aryan, Avigna, Jay, are you people there? Okay. The places given on the map have become famous due to different regions. Okay, different. There are different reasons behind the places why they are famous. Some special things are the reason behind the place becoming famous. For example, natural beauty, pleasant weather, okay, exquisite scenery, hot springs, sea coast, historical monuments, religious places, forest areas, etc. are major attractions of tourists. Okay, so all these places are famous in India for different purposes. Like some places are on the sea coast, some places are historical. There are historical monuments. There is some religious places at okay some cities, or there are some forest area. So there are different national parks and sanctuaries. Some places are famous for their beauty, good scenery, pleasant climate. Okay, on the basis of political boundaries, tourism can be divided. Okay, or can be of two types. It can be divided into two types. First one is domestic tourism and international or foreign tourism. So basically, they have divided tourism into two parts. Domestic tourism means from the name you can easily understand it is inside our country only. If you go from one city to another city in India, one state to another state in the India, then it is called as domestic tourism. But for the tourism purpose, if you go to the foreign countries, okay, if you go to the outside India, then it comes under the international or foreign tourism. Tourism within the limits of a country is called domestic tourism. For example, if you visit in our country only, it is domestic tourism. For example, a person from Maharashtra going to Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu for tourism. Okay, this is one example. Another one is a person from Nagpur visiting Ellora Caves in Aurangabad. So these are the some examples of domestic tourism. Next one is international or foreign tourism. Crossing countries' boundaries and visiting some other places or other countries for tourism is called international tourism. For example, an Indian going to Switzerland for tourism and American coming to India for tourism. Okay, these are two cases. The people going from India to outside country and people coming in India from the outside countries, outside the world. So basically, it is international foreign country tourism. Okay, international or foreign tourism. Do you know to go to a foreign country, one needs a passport, visa, travel insurance, and other documents. We should have currency of the country where we are going. For this, we need to exchange our currency value with that currency. Okay, I know that if you want to go into another state or another country, passport and visa is very important. Also, travel insurance, okay, is also important, and other documents also important like your medical history, etc. Okay, so that it will be helpful for you in the another country. Also, friends, if you going to the America, then American currency is dollar, Indian currency is rupees. Okay, if you go in America, then these people, okay, living there will not accept rupees from us. They will only accept dollars. So what we have to do? We have to exchange our money from rupees to dollar. Okay, it is depends upon the currency values of each other countries. If you want to take the dollar, then we have to pay almost. If you want to take $1 from them, we have to pay almost 70 to 75 rupees. Okay, it is somewhat vary to take $1 or to buy $1. On the basis of aim of tourism and specialties of destination, there can be different types of tourism. So basically, these are major two types which are based on political boundaries: domestic tourism and international tourism. So apart from that, there are different criteria. Okay, or aim of the tourism. तुमचे उद्देश वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे असू शकतात. मग वेगवेगळ्या उद्देशांसाठी वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे प्लेसेस फॅमिलीर असतात. If your aim is to visit the religious place, then there are many religious places in India. Okay, you can go. If your aim is just wandering in a forest or hilly region, Then you can go to the some national parks. Okay, so these are some different aims of the tourism, and so based upon that, there are also different types of tourism. Some of these have been explained through photographs. Okay, so here you can see the photographs. First one is showing, okay, processions. Okay, काही मिरवणुका काही मेळे असले. ओके, सेकंड वन इज सँक्च्युरी. सँक्च्युरीज म्हणजे तुम्हाला जर जे काही वन्यजीव आहे, वाईल्ड लाईफ जर बघायचं असेल, यू कॅन गो टू सँक्च्युरीज. अभयारण्यामध्ये जाऊ शकता. वॉन्डरिंग इन अ वाईल्ड, कुठे जंगलामध्ये तुम्हाला फिरणं असेल तर यू कॅन गो. ऑल्सो सी टुरिझम. सम पीपल आर interested in going to see, okay, travel through the sea, visiting the beaches. Okay, they can consider as a tourist of sea tourism. Here is a health tourism, adventure sports, life below the sea. So basically, these are some examples of type of tourism. Okay, apart from the major two types of which are based on political boundaries. Okay, from above we infer that tourism is very important for a country. Basic facilities should be developed at places which have to be developed as a tourist site mainly. Okay, so as if some places have to develop as a tourist site, then there should be some facilities for that tourist if they come there. Okay, there should be the facility of getting food, facility of staying, accommodation. Okay, all these things, facility of traveling, transport system should be there. So these types of facilities should be developed at some places where that places is to developed into tourist place. Domestic tourism should be promoted. Okay, it is necessary to preserve the cultural heritage of a country. Okay, guys. So, guys, anybody having any issue up to now? Okay. What about other? Okay, Dheeraj is having no issue. Okay, I don't know where other people have gone. They have just opened the session and I think they run somewhere. Okay, here we have life below the sea. It is called as diving. Okay, diving in a sea, scuba diving. It is called as scuba diving. So if you want to visit the marine life in a water, okay, then you can go to the coastal areas. So this is different type of tourism. If you have to play some adventurous sports like skating, okay, ice skating, trekking even, then there are different places for that. Health tourism. Here you can see people are doing yoga. Okay. Okay. Do you know GPS for tourism? Global Positioning System for tourism. The GPS system in our smartphones or our GPS instrument is largely used for tourism. For that, we need special applications like Google Map. We can know our exact location with the help of the map. Once it is decided where we want to head, then information regarding all possible routes of travel, distances, time required according to the type of vehicle, amenities on the way like petrol pump, restaurants, lodges, okay, etc. becomes available in the map. We can use these for tourism. So basically, when we start to have a journey, okay, we start traveling, then everybody uses Google Map, okay, because we get different type of routes, different type of facilities available there. How much time it will take if you go by bus? How much time it will take if you go by bike on a bike? How much time it will take? So based upon that, every information is given in the that map, Google Map. So that position GPS helps you to find out where is the ATM, where is the petrol pump, where are the hotels for the staying. Okay, how much far that is, our destination is, how much time it will take, by which vehicle, which route is nearest route. So GPS for tourism basically all of you know this, right? So guys, here is use your brain power. म्हणजेच तुमचं डोकं चालवा. Okay, think on yourself. Some issues related to tourism development are given below. Rewrite the inappropriate ones after correcting them. So guys, here in this box, there are some issues, some problems related to tourism development is given. It means there are some issues, there are some problems because of which there is okay development of the tourism is affected in our country. The income of a country should be substantially high for development of tourism. So what do you think? Is it right or no wrong? The income of a country should be substantially high for development of tourism. What do you think about it? Is it right or it is wrong? Hello? For the development of the tourism in any country, its income should be very high. Okay, so it is not must, okay? Because if you visit some African countries for a tourist like wildlife, okay, it is not necessary for having very high income of that country. Okay, with the minimum or we can say moderate income also, countries can develop themselves in a tourist places. Second one is domestic tourism should be given a boost. It is obviously right. It is true pair. Okay, it is right one. We should give boost to the domestic tourism. Tourists should be assured of a safe journey. Oh, okay. No, no. Tourists from other countries should be banned. Okay, it is absolutely wrong. Okay, rather we should promote international tourism also. Okay, tourists should be assured of a safe journey. It is absolutely correct. The cultural heritage of country should be preserved. Absolutely right. We should respect each other country's culture. It is also absolutely right. Okay. Government subsidies and incentives should be given. What is okay? Government subsidies and incentives should be given for tourism businesses. Okay. So guys, there are some places where there is no good income source for the people. Okay. So what do you think about this? Government subsidies and incentives should be given for tourism businesses. So what includes in the tourism businesses? We can say tourism related businesses like hotels, other accommodation facilities. Yes, if government gives subsidies, incentives for these purposes, okay, what will happen? There will be growth of tourism sector in India. Okay, that's why it is. It would be a good thing. Okay, if government intensive gives incentives or subsidies to tourism businesses for their development. Participation in international sports should be increased. It is also a very good thing if we increase our participation. Tourism should be encouraged through advertisements. It is also right. Our government of India is Incredible India. Okay, Atulya Bharat. Okay, Incredible India is a slogan of Indian tourism. And who was the brand ambassador of that? Okay, different celebrities are brand ambassadors for this purpose. Okay, it is necessary to preserve their tourist places. Yes, it is also right. If you do not preserve it, then how next generations can see it? We should preserve the building of famous people who have contributed in various sectors as memorial. It is also absolutely right. Services and amenities should be developed for tourism. It is absolutely right. Tourist agencies should be banned. It is absolutely wrong. If agencies are banned, then how they can guide different tourists, how they can take tourists to outside our country, okay, or even for the domestic tourism. There is no ample scope in this field. This is absolutely wrong. There is ample scope. Tourism is a type of invisible trade. Invisible, no, there are directly transactions taking place over there, right? Directly transactions taking place in there. People are buying, people are selling there, right? All types of facilities should be developed for tourists. It is also right. If it is not like this, then why people will cut? They will say that there is no accommodation facility, no food facility, okay, no transportation facility. The country's economy does not benefit at all from tourism. It is absolutely wrong because tourism has a good amount of contribution in country's GDP or in the income of our country. The hidden potential of all of other sites should be also developed. Yes, it is right. The forts and castles should be developed. It is also right. Okay, guys. I hope you have understood this. We have to take all the positive things among this. There are some problems and there are some solutions for this. I hope you understand this. Okay, okay. Okay, Dhiraj. Tourism is an important tertiary occupation. Okay, एक तृतीय आपण म्हणूयात ऑक्युपेशन आहे किंवा व्यवसाय आहेत. Through this occupation, the world gets introduced to regions, national, social, cultural environment. Okay, because of the tourism, what happens? People come, suppose for example, in domestic tourism, people we go to the South India. South Indian people come to Maharashtra, North India, northeastern, okay, northeastern states. So what happened? There's the exchange of culture, social. Okay, we get to know about the social aspects of the region. Okay, cultural aspects, environmental aspects of that region. Besides domestic tourists, foreign tourists also visit various places of interest, and therefore foreign currency increases in our country or in our economy. What happens? People come from outside country, they take dollar, okay, all other currencies. When it currency comes to India, they give it to our economy, okay, spend it in our economy. Okay, what happens because of that? We get the foreign funding, and foreign funding is very important for any country, because whatever we import from outside country, so all that trade, all that import is taken place, I can we can say 90% of that import is taken place in foreign currency or in dollars. So it is very important when tourist places from outside country comes in our country, they use us dollar, all other currencies. Okay, so that currencies increases in our country, and our country is get helped from all these things. Along with these benefits, development of tourist places, availability of employment opportunity to local people, also other good things that happen to the places. Okay, what happens because of tourism? When people come to here, local people, okay, who are living near to the tourist place, they get the employment. Okay, maybe they can sell something at the religious places, they can have their hotel there, so that people will get accommodation facility, or they can become a guide. So there is an employment opportunity for them. Also other good things also happened. Considering the importance of tourism, the local resident become aware of conserving the region's natural beauty and culture. Okay, what happens when people understand that our region is very important from historical point of view, social point of view or from a religious point of view, then what people do, what local people do, they try to preserve all those things which are present in their region. Okay, all the people living in the Ajanta and Veru Ajanta, okay, all these caves, they try to preserve these monuments, okay, or these caves, so that they know it is a historical one, it is important one, because tourists are coming, we are getting employment opportunity. That's why they conserve region's natural beauty and culture. Tourism should be promoted through advertisement in various media, which will help in its growth. Okay. Okay, can you tell which new forms of tourism have developed recently? Tell us reasons why new forms of the tourism emerge. Can you tell me that which forms of tourism has developed recently apart from all we have seen? Can you tell me which new form of tourism? Yes, anybody among you? Anyone, anyone? Yeah, sea tourism is already there. Okay, Aryan, you're right. But sea tourism is already there. Okay, let me tell you one form. Okay, that is space tourism. What it is? Space tourism. It means what? People are trying to go in the space. Okay, they are paying for it, and there are some companies which provides this facility, space tourism. I mean, it is being developed right now. Do you understand it? People who are having good resources, good wealth, they have money, they can pay that amount and they can go to the space. Hello, I hope you understand this new type for new form of tourism. Okay. Various forms of tourism are emerging due to flip to tourism. One of these is ecotourism. Okay, what is ecotourism? Yes, we have discussed that there are some new forms of tourism are developing, and ecotourism is one of the form of that. This concept come to into light when it was realized that due to increasing population, pollution, and urbanization, environment is degrading. It is an eco-friendly type of tourism. All of you know that we know if you go to the Delhi, then the pollution level in the Delhi is highest in the world. Okay, it is because of urbanization. There is higher population over there. Two wheelers are there or other vehicles are there. So eco-friendly, it is an eco-friendly type of tourism. If tourism is developed by considering that while touring a place, the environment should not be degraded or damaged by tourists, then it is called as ecotourism. Okay. So what is ecotourism, friends? Okay. Ecotourism is nothing but you are considering that wherever we go, whatever the place we visit, we will try to preserve the environment over there. We will try to preserve ecology over there. We will not let it degrade it. Okay. So this is nothing but ecotourism. We will preserve environment from degrading it. If okay, if tourism is developed by considering okay that the tourist place environment should not be degraded or damaged by tourists, then it is called as ecotourism. This includes taking precautions of not throwing litter at tourist sites, avoiding noise pollution, okay, not hurting trees and birds and animals in the forest. So how you can do this environment preservation or conservation, or you can avoid this degradation by not throwing litter tourist sites. Okay, whenever we go there, whatever the waste is there, okay, we will not throw it in the environment.
Also, we will avoid noise pollution over there. If you go somewhere, we will not hurt trees, animals, and birds in that region, in the forest. Okay, so this is nothing but the ecotourism.
Besides this, recently the concept of agrotourism has arisen. Okay, what is this?
Agrotourism has arisen, which is a pollution-free location away from the city, holding an agricultural activity where the tourist is shown a glimpse of agricultural life. We know that people get bored of city life. Okay, जी काय सिटी लाईफ आहे सिटी मध्ये राहून people get bored. There is a pollution, noise pollution, water pollution is there. Also, uh, environmental pollution is there. So people get bored of it. So to get the rid of these things, to overcome these things, people sometimes go to the villages.
And villages there is agrotourism. This is new concept that is being developed in India on large scale because people are getting there. They are able to see the village life there. Okay, agriculture process over there, how it is happening there. So all this type of activities, agriculture activities. So it is away from the city in a village where there is no pollution or there is a clean atmosphere. Tourists are attracted toward it. What happens? Because of all these things, tourists get attracted to such places. This is called agrotourism.
For a change from the urban life, tourists live on a farm and accept the hospitality of the farmers on payment in agrotourism. What people do for 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, they take the leave, they go to the villages. There is agrotourism. There are some farmers who has developed some facilities for these people. They pay to the farmers and farmers give the facility to them. They visit different farms, different crops. Okay, wildlife. Sorry, village life is there. Agricultural life is there. In Pune and Kolhapur districts of Maharashtra, number of agriculture agrotourism centers have been developed. So basically in Pune and in Kolhapur, okay. So these countries having, these districts, okay. These districts are having good amount of water resources over there. That's why agriculture is fulfilled over there or has been grown over there for a large period. So that's why agrotourist places are developed in Pune and uh, Kolhapur city in large scale. I hope you have understood this agrotourism, what it is.
Hello.
Okay, okay. Am I audible to everyone? Everyone means only two people are there, Avigna, Dheeraj. Why other have left? Okay, so this is nothing but the agrotourism. Film tourism is a new type of tourism. Now, next type of tourism is film tourism. First, we have seen ecotourism, which is another type of tourism. Second, we have seen agrotourism, and third, we are seeing film tourism. It is a new type of tourism. The locations where films are shot attract a crowd of tourists, and hence the concept of film tourism emerged. We know that there is a shooting of different films at some places. There are film sets. Okay, we all of you know that the Ramoji Film City is Hyderabad. Okay, very big city, film city over there. Okay, so there is this always shooting of some things. Okay, some films over there. So because of that, people get attracted towards this, and people visit these places. Okay, Balaji Film City or Ramoji Film City in Hyderabad, in Mumbai. Okay.
Okay, here are examples given. Mumbai Film City and Ramoji City.
Tarkarli. Okay, Tarkarli in Konkan is famous for its seabed and biodiversity found there.
Here, the tourist can
Do snorkeling. Okay, snorkeling and scuba diving. Okay, in Tarkarli is in one of the place in Konkan. Okay, it is famous for its seabed, means beach. Also biodiversity is there, different type of animals, birds are there. Even in marine life at the coastal area in the Tarkarli, you can have scuba diving over there so that you can see the life inside the sea. MTDC has started a scuba diving training center of international standards at Tarkarli, तालुका मालवण, डिस्ट्रिक्ट सिंधुदुर्ग. तर त्या ठिकाणी MTDC ने काय केलं आहे, स्कुबा डायव्हिंगचं जे काय सेंटर आहे, ट्रेनिंग सेंटर, तर ते ओपन केलेलं आहे आणि त्या ठिकाणी अत्यंत इंटरनॅशनल स्टँडर्ड फुलफिल करून ओके स्कुबा डायव्हिंगचं ट्रेनिंग दिलं जातं. ओके गाईज. So are you people having any doubt up to now? Yes. There are. If you want to if you want to ask, you can ask me. Yes. Anybody among you? What type of doubt you have, or what are there some problems in this chapter you have up to now? Okay, no doubt. So guys, in this way, our time is over, and kindly revise this lesson at home. Okay. So for today it is over, and revise it. Goodbye to everyone. Now you can leave the class.